We're being honest. No feelings hurt. What are you gonna say out loud?
Okay, all women are crazy, right? You just gotta like.
Adrian! Okay, keep going. Explore that. This is what I deal with.
I just want to explain myself.
Okay. Explain yourself.
All women are crazy. Yeah, I live with all women. Okay, I know this, and I've tried to maneuver it, and it's just you just gotta like.
Okay, so what do you mean? Let's define crazy. Let's define crazy.
You gotta ride the waves.
Let's define crazy.
Okay.
You gotta ride the waves, he said. Hold up, real quick. Like, subscribe, comment below, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Geena the Latina Show. Okay, let's get back to the show. That is how this episode is gonna go, okay?
Did you take a shot yet or what?
No, not yet. Okay, so today's guest is my boyfriend, Adrian. Thank you for coming on the show, Adrian.
Thank you for having me.
And I think this is funny because, if you watch the show, it's like about health and wellness and emotion. And I think we'll get to all that, but people don't realize, like, some of our producers were coming up with like questions I should talk to you about. I'm like, but you guys don't know how we actually are. Like, I think people think we just sit around and like talk about life.
We do.
We do.
Don't we? All the time.
But there's only been one other guest who, when we first started this show, the idea was it was supposed to be like when you're off hours, off work, we have drinks and, and just be real, right? But the problem is that as we start bringing all these Reiki healers and all these people, no one drank, right? So we've only had one guest who has wanted to drink. But the first thing you said before we started filming was...
Are we going to take a shot yet or what?
Yes, we're going to take a shot. So let's do it.
Okay.
Who wants to come? Can someone bring me it? Ange. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I need that. Okay, so what kind of tequila is this?
Terramaya, I believe.
You just
whatever I got was that was given to me.
Wait,
on my
you
birthday.
have Geena and I have Adrian. How? Oh no, I thought it was you have
No.
Adrian. Oh, we should have each other's because
Okay.
because oh wait, what? Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh Adrian,
I
because
know,
I'm drinking
is that what we're
Adrian.
gonna do?
Yeah.
This boy's not letting me do it. That's good.
Ugh.
What are you talking about? It's good.
Okay. This is our relationship.
What time is it?
It's 11:30. Okay. So, Adrian, this is really awkward. I've never done a show with you. I've never done a show with you, and you've never come on. How does it feel to be a guest on my show? I think you're handling it pretty well.
I guess I feel normal. I feel like Adrian. Minus this little boy wanted to jump on my lap for some reason. He hates me, but still.
You're his dad.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start. I get this question all the time. How did we meet? So do you want to give your version of how you and I met?
I mean, it's pretty simple. We met on Bumble.
It's a dating app.
We matched. A year later, we matched again because you ignored our original match. So, but you actually responded a year later.
Do you remember what I said? Hold up, pause. We got to take a second to acknowledge our food sponsor, Cravings Fruit Bar. Miguel, Fidel, what's up? They're out in Santee. If you live here in San Diego, they got tons of stuff. They got fruit, chocolate-covered strawberries. They got tortas. They got chamoy, everything. Follow them at Cravings Fruit with a K, at Cravings Fruit. All right, let's get back to the show.
I know what your profile said. It said, I follow El Chapo's wife.
My profile on Bumble at the time said I follow El Chapo's wife. I'm not sure why I put that on there. I just did, but it was enough to intrigue you.
It was a red flag, actually. but I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. I guess guys like crazy. I guess. And
are you calling me crazy?
You know what? You're the least crazy that I've dated. So I mean, am I okay?
Wow.
I'm gonna say this out loud.
How am I crazy?
I'm gonna say this out loud.
Okay, say it out loud. Be honest. I'm no feelings hurt. No feelings hurt. No feelings hurt today. We're being honest. We're being honest. No feelings hurt. What are you gonna say out loud?
Okay, all women are crazy, right? You just gotta like.
Adrian! Okay, keep going. Explore that. This is what I deal with.
I just want to explain myself. Okay,
explain yourself.
All women are crazy. Yeah, I live with all women. Okay, I know this, and I've tried to maneuver it, and it's just you just gotta like.
Okay, so what do you mean? Let's
define
crazy. Let's define crazy.
You gotta ride the waves.
Let's define crazy. Let's define crazy.
Okay.
You gotta ride the waves, he said. Let's define crazy. So what's in your mind? What's crazy? Because let's go with this. Because I would say that girls are not crazy. It's like what our actions or where we get that from, and even men too, is like we're pushed. Like guys are like, I don't know why she keyed my car. Well, maybe it was because you cheated on her. Like, what do you expect? You know what I mean? And it's not just about that. It can be like, it's like, I don't think that's crazy. I think that's reactive. Like maybe we're reactive, but maybe don't do stupid shit.
I got my truck keyed. And
I know you did. That's why I brought it up. He got his truck keyed.
I did not deserve that though. Come on.
Did you though? Did you though?
No, I did
because
not.
Guys and girls are very different, right? Why did you? Do you want to talk about that or no? Why did you get your? This was a long time ago. This was not me. I did not key his car. Although if you cheated on me, I might. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I just can't win it now. Maybe 10 years ago. So what happened?
Okay, this is I'm guilty of this. So I did date somebody for a very long time. And we decided to part ways, and we decided to stay friends. And I guess
friends, guys, friends. And this is the problem. You wonder why she keyed your car when you're still having sex with her for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm guilty. You know what? This one time I told her not to come over, but she came over.
Okay, and so that's the problem is that, so I know the backstory to this. And by the way, a lot of people think it's weird that we're able to talk about this stuff, but like me and you are very honest and open with each other, right? But so this is where you say she's crazy because she keyed your car. Yeah. However, you were staying friends, aka like leading her on, in my opinion. And so then and I do think
I'm guilty of that.
You're guilty, right? So is it crazy or is it like...
Wait, hold on. Leading on by what? What do you mean by that? What, like leading on by, hey, you know what? We are friends and
were you guys having intimate relations?
Yes, but I was very clear. Hey, you know what? We're not together, and
that's where guys and girls are different. I think guys can really make that distinction and say like, hey, this is just sex. It is what it is. But in a girl's mind, and girls and guys are different. In girls, that means you still want something. That seems whatever. So I don't think you're wrong. She's wrong. I think guys and men and women are different. Men can literally just have sex and really mean what they say when they're saying, oh, I don't want anything more. Girls, if you're having sex with them, they think there's probably something more most times, not all the time. So therefore, your car, I think, deserved to be keyed.
Even though I said, hey, you know what? We're literally never gonna be together as far as like relationship wise, but we could.
But your actions said differently. Do you get that? And that's the difference between. So
there was hormones raging. It's like, every
you're
once
a man,
in a while,
you need to have sex. Yeah, I get that, and that's where a lot of like I didn't know this was turning into a dating episode, but guys, I think what women don't understand is that guys have needs, right? Women are more emotional. We have needs too, but we're more emotional, right? So you can literally just have sex with someone and really, well, I told her I didn't want anything with her, but I'm still putting my you know what in her.
This was 20-something years ago.
I know. Why are we talking about this right now? I think we need another shot.
I know, right?
Another shot.
Are you down?
Wait, okay, back to my red flag on my dating app. Pause. It's Geena the Latina. Okay, so what you need to do right now, if you're liking the content, is you need to like, subscribe, and comment, because we want to keep this show going. We need to like mess with the algorithm a little bit. So if you like the show, help us out a little bit, and make sure you follow us at TikTok and Instagram at the Geena the Latina Show. Okay, let's get back to it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're red flag. Yes.
Yeah. You said I had you see me on Bumble.
Okay.
I said the only thing on my Bumble profile was I follow out Chappell's wife, and that's a red flag to you. But you still swiped right. Why?
Because, like I said, we're gonna circle back to all women are crazy. So
he's still standing
So
by that, guys.
there's
You're
a
still standing
technique.
by that.
There's a technique to Bumble. There's a technique to all these dating apps.
Yes.
So on Bumble specifically, the women have the power to engage.
Yeah.
So what guys do is they swipe right the whole time.
You think we needed another one?
Oh yes, they swipe. Guys, our technique.
So you're
is
saying
to,
you didn't even look at my profile knowing it was me. And that's, ladies, if you're listening, girls literally look at everything. Should I swipe right? Should I swipe left? Guys are not even looking at the picture. They're literally going like this, like this, until they get a match. And then they're like, nah. Yeah. That's just so you know. And that's the difference between guys and girls.
Mhm.
And so what you're saying is you didn't purposely swipe on me. It just happened to be a match.
No, just I actually looked at your profile
You're
and
such a liar.
and I was like, oh my God, it was like there was a halo around your head.
No, come on.
I was like, wow, she seems amazing. She
You're
seems
such a liar.
perfect.
So-
I'm like, she must be crazy. Like really crazy. No, I really did. I was definitely afraid when I went on a first date. with
Of
you.
me?
Yeah,
Why
I was
did you
definitely
think?
afraid.
Why were you afraid?
I mean, 'cause
thought you were gonna
okay.
be-
Number one, you seemed really perfect. Like I said,
I am
there was a
perfect.
halo around you. And I'm like, there has to be something wrong with her. She's no unicorn. We describe as perfect women as
Yeah.
unicorn. But
So then
anyways, yeah, I was definitely afraid.
you were definitely afraid, but you
go on
still
a date.
moved forward. Why?
Because like, it's intriguing. I guess maybe that's why guys are, well, I shouldn't say all guys. Some guys are attracted to crazy. Yeah, I will admit it.
Crazy.
I will admit it. Guys are attracted to crazy. Guys are. And
Wait, okay. So you knew all this just from my Bumble profile that I was crazy. Like you knew all this. How?
No, I didn't say I knew this. I'm just saying that it was a red flag. And possibly, yeah, you're possibly crazy, yeah. You could
Okay.
possibly key my truck someday. I don't
But
know.
I'm crazy, but yet I look perfect, he says. Like, how is that that's like a
No.
juxtaposition?
Well, your profile is perfect, but that besides that little comment, and I'm like,
Oh, that I follow Chapo's wife?
yeah,
I do follow her on Instagram.
that's like I said, it's it's a little bit.
Okay,
crazy, I
so
guess.
let's fast forward. So you decided to take the plunge with a crazy perfect person.
Is there a crazy perfect person?
I don't know. That's what you just said.
No. Okay, I'm talking about like I don't know you. I thought you
Okay.
might be crazy.
Okay. Did you know I was on the radio?
I did because you put on there. I work for iHeart, and I looked really close, really close. I was like, wait, hold on. I think this might be Geena the Latina.
And what were your perceptions of me before? Like, did you know? Like, what did you think of Geena? Did you think she's that crazy girl on the radio?
You know, possibly because you have these crazy people confessions, and I thought, man, who would think of that type of show? Like,
I came up with that. That was my idea.
I know.
100%.
From what? From experience or from?
No. Okay, so you knew me from the radio. Did you listen to me?
Yeah, I listened to you a little bit.
Okay.
I listened to a little bit of.
He's not gonna lie. He listens to the Rock Show more than us, or he did.
I
at the
have.
point.
I enjoy Eddie. I enjoy all those Eddie and the Rock Show. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I only listen to 933 now. So
Okay.
matters.
He does. He is actually, and that brings me to the next point. You are my number one fan.
Yes.
I will say that. He shows up to every event, even if it's a Taylor Swift party. And he'll be rocking a Taylor Swift shirt. Before we filmed today, I needed all this stuff done and I wasn't feeling well. So you went on the roof and covered this so we have better lighting.
I almost died.
What?
You guys don't realize this. I was on the roof. I almost slipped and fell. I was on my. It was probably my fault because I was on flip flops. I was wearing flip flops, and I shouldn't have been wearing flip flops while
But
being
you
up there.
didn't die, so thank you.
I didn't die. Yeah,
Thank you
that's
for
good.
thank you
It's
for
like
not
I feel
dying.
like I almost don't die all the time. Putting up the Christmas lights.
I know.
And whatever
Let's
else.
talk about the Christmas lights. I'm not sure when you'll be watching this, but around Christmas time, everyone thinks that it's me that goes all out with the decorations. Like I'm the one, because that's what you would think is the woman is the one. But let me tell you, it is not me. It is this guy over here that is
look.
Mr. Christmas himself. He has a Buddy the Elf outfit that he wears every Christmas.
You know what? Christmas brings joy to everybody. Like it's do you remember as a kid how like happy Christmas would be. I mean, I just want to bring that to, your niece, my
Hmm.
son,
Yeah.
he just turned 11 yesterday.
Yeah.
It brings joy to everybody.
But he's the kind.
And
Mhm.
but hold on, but both of us kind of push each other though.
We do. We
So
are
so like
extreme. We are
so I'll
extreme.
put out ideas, and I'm not
Like, what's an idea though?
100%.
It's not.
I
Me
don't
and him
know,
are
like
not
a
normal. Like, he'll be like, "Hey, what do you think about a Santa with reindeers on the roof, all lit up with the
yeah.
whole thing, so the whole city can see?" I said, "How do we do that? That's amazing. Let's do it."
We still got to figure out how to do that Santa that's flying around.
Yeah, we saw this TikTok where there's a Santa that flies around. But that's where me and you actually really do get along. But I will say that you're the one that comes up with ideas. I just back them. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go to every Hobby Lobby and buy every Christmas tree there.
I hate shopping, so you'll do that part, and
He'll
I'll
bring the
put up
vision.
whatever you want.
So now that we're talking about this, we're talking about social media, and I know this episode's all over the place, but people just want to get to know our relationship, and this is literally our relationship. I think people think we have all these philosophical conversation, which we do sometimes. But
Really? Do people think that?
I don't know what
I
they
don't
think. Well,
know.
because the producers gave me all these like serious questions. I'm like, that's not
Yeah.
how we talk though. But let me tell you something. So Adrian, there's this guy on TikTok who Adrian hates, like
Fuck that
hate.
guy.
And let me tell you, so it's this dad. I don't even know his. Do you
I
know
don't
his
even
name?
know. I don't even know.
But he's like one of those dads that does everything perfect. Like, he set up this outdoor pool viewing where it's like blow ups. He makes these phenomenal breakfasts for his family. He has sent me Instagram. He's like, I hate this guy. I hate this guy because pretty much he does it better than you, in your opinion, right? Why do you hate him so much?
Look, I started following him because he was
ideas.
giving me great ideas,
Yeah.
but oh, man, that he's too much. Like now it's like, oh, my daughters wanted breakfast for whatever. Like he's outside cooking an immaculate freaking breakfast, like with happy faces. Oh, it's Halloween time, and he like starts cooking some pancakes with like ghost shapes and whatnot. Man, that guy's too perfect, man.
So pretty much, like, Adrian hates him because he wants to be like him, is pretty much what it is. Like, you would like it,
That's too much work.
but you would want to. You would want to. You
That's
would
too
like,
much work.
he'll look, it's like, oh my God, look how he set up this projector on the deck. Let's do this, blah, blah, blah. And then that guy does something that is just not attainable for you. And you're like, fuck him.
You know what? What are you talking about? He's not attainable. I could do it. What are you talking? But I have a full-time job. I work 60 hours a week.
He literally gets mad. He's like,
and
how does he do this?
I
Like,
do-
I work. Like, it's impossible to set up the screen like how he does it.
No.
I appreciate your passion, though. And I feel like we do a good job.
You know what? I need another shot.
Yeah, let's take another shot.
Because fuck that guy. Sorry.
Dude, Evan, can you get my thing out?
Oh my God.
So one thing about me and Adrian,
need
and
help?
I will say, and as you're watching this is a different kind of episode, is that we do have a lot of fun together. I do say we're always laughing. Can you help
Do you
me?
need help or what?
Yeah. And he's always helping
just
me
grab
with
this one.
something.
Here, grab that one. Okay. You know what? I'll just drink it like this. I don't give
Okay.
a shit.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. I almost choked on that lime. Who's active service?
Your acts of service.
Am I?
He doesn't believe in love languages. So let's talk about love languages.
No, I don't believe in love languages.
Let me.
Okay.
Okay, let me
No,
explain what
hold
love
on, no.
languages are before.
Sorry, but okay, we're not going to talk about politics or whatever else.
Yes,
but
we're not. Please
but
do not talk about politics.
I'm not.
Okay.
But look, love languages is the same. People want to put you in a little box. This is you. No, fuck that. I'm not going to be put in a box.
But you are acts of
I
service.
am Adrian.
Every time. You are acts of service though. Like,
I'm not. What are you talking about?
So this is what I love about you is that
I like to cuddle sometimes.
so now your physical touch. He has physical touch. That's your
Yes.
second love language. That's your second love language. His first, yours is acts of service. Okay, if you don't know what love languages is, it's a great book by Gary Chapman. Read it. That's my suggestion. Adrian doesn't believe in it. And me and him, like everyone thinks that, it's funny because a family member made a comment, like they think that, and this is, I think, a good part in relationship, that everything that we think that we agree on everything. We don't. I believe in love languages. I tell you, that's the #1 book you should read. You do not believe in love
No.
languages.
No. The lines could be blurred.
But a family member once took what he believed as my belief, and it's not. Like me and him can have very different beliefs, and we talk about it and we move on. You know what I mean? And we're not like one and the same. Like we support each other in the relationship, I will say, but I don't like take on your identity and you don't take on my identity. I mean, although sometimes you do like to dress up as if we're going to a Taylor Swift party, like you would wear all the
I'm
Taylor
just trying
Swift.
to support you. I'm just trying to support you, just like how you
Yeah.
support me. You know.
But
so.
I think my point is that it's okay in a relationship to have different opinions. You don't have to merge into one person. And I think so that's where people get caught up. They start changing themselves. I don't change myself for you. You don't change yourself for me. And sometimes I do tell them, hey, chill out. We're not talking about that right now. But it's okay, right?
Well, with that being said, we do. I feel like we do kind of help each other level up. We do push each other to like. Oh, why are we getting philosophical now?
No, come on, go.
No. Okay. So you push me to be a better person, push me to be a better dad, a leader, whatever else, and I feel like you do. I feel like I do the same for you.
Yeah.
You know? And we both are very hard workers, and you know, I feel like we bring out the best in each other.
Yeah, and even if it seems like a disagreement in the moment, because so for example, last night we were talking about like, you know, I have a problem like if you have something bad to say about me, I don't want to hear it. Like, don't tell me, right? Like if you say something bad to Adrian, he wants to hear it. Yeah, tell me so I can prove you wrong. Like he wants to hear if you think he's a piece of shit. Like he wants to hear, and he'll tell you why you're not. What?
I thrive on that.
He thrives on that, right?
Yeah,
For me, I'm like, if
oh,
I don't need to hear it.
Oh, I can't do that? Okay. Let me prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't. Or this guy's is not going to amount to nothing. He's not good at this. He's not good at that. He's not good at public speaking. He's not a good leader. Okay, cool. Let me prove you wrong.
Yeah, and that's how he is. He's very successful in what he does. And it's like, and for me, I like kind of shy away from that. Like, I don't want to hear criticism. I don't care unless I really need to know. But we were having a conversation yesterday and it's like, no, I do wish I could be more like you where I didn't care that much. Right. And one day I will get to you. But in the meantime, like he'll be on my Instagram, guys, fighting back with trolls. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I don't read them. I don't message back. He'll be like talking shit to someone on Instagram. Oh, really? You don't like Geena? So blah, 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 blah.
I don't do that anymore.
Because I told you to stop.
No, also, it's just not really good to engage in general. But also, I want to.
But my point is that he always has my back.
Yeah.
He has my back. And like, yes, maybe that's not the most mature way, but in some way, when you do that, I do feel like someone's standing up for me for a second, even though I'm like, yo, we're going to get ourselves more in trouble. Can you please stop talking shit to them? Yeah. Okay.
Also, we went to bed on bad terms, like because of that stupid fight. I feel like that was such a dumb fight. It
wasn't really a fight. It was a disagreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to say sorry.
Oh. Yeah.
I love you. Are we supposed to kiss? Your makeup is perfect.
Oh yeah. Go back. I think one of the keys to our relationship, is that we have fun with each other and we're very honest. So like the other day I wasn't feeling well and he knew I wasn't feeling well. And so he did everything he could. Like, how can I help you today? Or what can I do? And I was like, can you just clean the house? Because like we have this shoot, you know, can you just help this? And you did all that. And he allowed me the space to be upset and be a bitch pretty much. Like I was trying not to be. And I'm aware of that. I'm aware that like I'm not in a good mood. So I try to go in the room and then he did all the little things that we needed to do to prepare for today. And I hope I do that for you when you're like, when he's like, sometimes he's just overworked and all these things. Okay, I'll make Junior's lunch, I'll make his dinner, I'll make you guys food. Like, you know, and I think that's the key to a good relationship is that we can pick up on each other's when we're not having a good day, because we're not going to always have a good day, and pick up and not get offended because I'm not having a great day or you're not having a great day. Do you agree?
Oh, I agree. I feel like some people try to like, okay, what can I not do? What can I just leave the dish here, leave the dish? I leave the dish there all the time. but I'm still catching up on this or that, garage, outside, this, and whatever else needs to be done. And I know at some point you're probably going to get to it. And if I don't get to it within a day or 3.
He doesn't love washing dishes. I actually don't mind it, so I'm okay with that. Like, I'll help him. But that's where you pick up the slack for someone else. Like, I hate doing anything in the yard. Like, ask him. I won't do anything. But he does all that stuff, and I'll clean inside, you know? So it's not like a traditional, like, you're a woman because you're clean, and you clean, and you're or cook. It's like, and then on days it's literally, for dinner, it's whoever has more energy. Whoever has more energy that day is cooking the dinner. And we kind of pick up on it. It's not even a discussion. Like, it's like we know, like, you've had a long day. I'm actually not that having that long of a day. I'll
Yeah.
do it today, and vice versa. Will you agree?
No, I agree. We both need know what needs to get done,
Yeah.
and whether it's taking the trash out or this or that. Like, but at some point, like, you're done. Like, I worked a whole day before 20, like basically, from sun up to
Yeah.
sundown, and I'm like, all right, I'm done.
And
And I knew the next day I was
And we'll
not going to
tell
do
each other
anything.
that. He'll be like, I'm done. I can't do
Yeah,
anything else. I'm done.
yeah,
And then you got to respect that, because I
yeah,
think it's sometimes relationships, but you can still go take out the trash, or you can still, like, he literally will say, I'm done. And I get it.
yeah,
And the other day, I'm like, I'm going upstairs. That's usually mine. Like, I
yeah,
got to go upstairs and watch Bachelor in Paradise because I'm like done. I can't do anymore. And like, we pick up on that. And I think
yeah,
that's what makes our relationship work. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going to like nag him to
yeah,
like do one extra dish. I'll get over it that
yeah.
night because he said he's done. Like, that's it.
And I know, like, when I say I'm done, like, and you say you're done, I'm not gonna, nag you, because I know, like, when I'm done, I'm like, I'm already way overworked.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a family where it's like the man did basically the man were catered to, and
And it,
machismo, and hey, the wife,
let's talk about
stays at
that.
home, and they cook, they clean, and we don't have that. Like, I mean, I wonder what my uncle would say right now. Like, okay, so what? You mean you cook? You mean you clean? You do? I mean, I wonder what he would say now. I'm like, because he's old school,
Well, let's talk
and
about that a little bit, right? We're both Mexican. My family, most of my family members are like that. Like, I have family members. I hope they're not watching. My uncles will literally not eat unless unless the food is served to them,
that's
which is funny. I fuck
that's
with them a little bit. And I wait
ridiculous.
a little
That's
bit. Like, are you gonna eat or
ridiculous.
not? Because your wife is not here to feed you. But like, that's just how it is in the Mexican culture. Like, men are meant to just sit there and do nothing. I'm talking about like at food. I
Yeah,
know you guys work,
yeah,
but like, and the women, if literally, I remember, like, guys will not eat if they are not served, right? And so we both grew up like that, right? However, my mom, for whatever reason, I think that my dad's half Hungarian, so I think that she did that on purpose because she didn't want to marry into a traditional Mexican, because they're not like that. So I didn't have that example growing up. It's physically impossible to be a woman who is in my place, or just working hard. A woman working hard with the kids on, to do all that. I don't know. I give credit to the women in 1940s who cooked every meal and cleaned and did all this, because I don't know how they did that. But put on top of that work, you thought you wanted that because that's how you grew up. Can we talk about that a little bit? And then you switched,
okay.
right? Can we talk about that? Because I think that's an interesting story. Because you ended up with someone. He ended up with me, who is opposite of what he thought he was going to be with.
Yeah, I wanted to be the bread winner, or the bread maker, whatever you want to say. And I did want a traditional relationship where, I mean, I grew up.
Traditional as far as like growing up Mexican, where what? What does that mean to you?
You got a mother, you got a father, and I didn't have that. I grew up the way I grew up. I grew up with a single mother. Um, my dad was rarely in my life, and I yearned for, you know, that. So I kind of wanted to create that with my family, and I thought, okay, well, look, I'll just be the breadwinner, and hopefully I could just find somebody that's okay with it. And
And
going
okay,
back to crazy, some
hey,
women,
be careful. Be careful.
like, well, I'm just saying,
Okay.
some women think they want to be in the house.
Yeah. Okay.
They
So
want that role, but
yeah,
you
I
know,
just don't want to. When I say be careful, it means
okay.
because
I mean,
like,
not.
let's talk about our lives and other people,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Because they
Well,
may be watching
yeah, yeah.
this. But what I'm saying is that he thought he wanted a traditional woman who stayed home, didn't work, took care of the kids, cleaned, cooked, and whatever. And you had found people like that, right?
Yes, and it just didn't work out.
It didn't work
And
out.
and in the end, I thought,
All right, hold up. This is like your 20-second Geena the Latina PSA. I need you to like, comment, subscribe below because we want to keep this show going. So if you're liking what you're hearing, please do us a favor and like, comment, subscribe below, or follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Geena the Latina Show. That's the Geena the Latina Show. I don't know why I can't talk. Back to the show.
let me change it up. Look,
So,
in the end, what am I losing, right? Like, okay, oh my God, I'm gonna probably have to go buy meal prep. Okay, cool. So I was like, oh, well, my options have like opened up a
Yeah.
little bit more.
So my point is that without getting too in depth, because it involves other people, is that you thought you wanted that, it didn't work out.
But I grew up that way,
Yeah, and you
and
grew
it's
up that way, and
ingrained
so
in
did
your
I.
culture,
Like, yeah.
traditional.
And then at one point you said, you know what, this isn't working for me. Let me go find the opposite,
Yeah.
right? So what was your standard when I met you? What was your standard for dating a woman?
Man,
What did you give up and what did you want? Like, what was it? Because it switched drastically from what you've told me.
Well, I mean, I had a list. I don't know if I should even say like,
It's
like
okay, go
said.
tell me.
Well, I mean, I'm not. I mean, look, I in the end, it involves. I want someone who, will be able to, um, help me out emotionally, help me out like, if I wanted to succeed in my career and in health goals, and like I was really into working out too. Like I will not. If a girl would tell me, "Hey, let's go watch a movie and skip your workout," I would be like, "Red flag. I'm done with you." No, it's I think health is very important, and no. So I wanted it. It did change. It changed where I wanted somebody who could level me up, like that
And
could
you were
push me
and you were
the
okay with
way
someone not you told me you wanted a businesswoman or someone that had a job.
somebody. Yeah, exactly. Someone who we could actually match. Like we could actually like meet eye to eye and be able, like I said, yeah. So we could both contribute to whatever.
And with that came, you understood, not a dinner like made for you in the
Yeah.
morning, lunch, dinner,
No.
all of that, right? And
Yeah,
you were
it
willing to
was
give that up
it
because
was
that shit does not happen. Let me tell you that.
I gave it up, and you know what? Every once in a while, I'll grab burritos in the morning from the taco shop, and you know what? I'm okay with that because
Yeah.
it's
So he went from like, I want someone to like the traditional to like me, who I will say is very non-traditional,
yeah,
which brings me to the next thing. It's very non-traditional. I'm not saying, like, again, like we discussed earlier, like we help each other out. Like if I'm whoever has
yeah,
more energy is who's cooking that
yeah,
day, right?
yeah,
But also non-traditional in a sense of like, I know you always grew up thinking like, I want to get married and have kids and have a family,
yeah,
right? And I've shared this on episodes before, is that family could look a lot different. It doesn't need to look how you think, especially in the years we're in. It can be through marriage, it can be through blended family, it can be through adoption, it could be through surrogate, it could be whatever. But like getting out of that mind frame, because so many people and women especially think I have to meet the love of my life and that the first time around and have kids and whatever, and then you feel like a failure because you went through divorce and whatever. But like once I truly accepted that family can look different, I feel like we
yeah.
formed the perfect family. Would you agree?
No, no, I agree, and the way I think, I kind of feel sick to my stomach thinking back, like the way I thought it was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous, but it was ingrained to me when I was a kid, and through, I don't know, through Disney movies,
Yeah, right. You
and
think like you have to
and
have
I'm
Prince Charming, and then
yeah,
we get to get married by a certain age, and we have to have 2 kids and have a white picket
yeah,
fence. And I think me and you are the epitome of that. So you have 2 sons.
yes,
One is
26,
26, who you had
11,
really young.
yeah,
He was a young father. That's a whole nother episode. And then your youngest son just turned 11,
yep,
Junior. And we have Junior lives with us literally 50% of the time.
yes,
And then my nephew, who was my brother's son, my brother passed away when my nephew was like 1, lives with us too. He just turned 21. So it's definitely
my third son.
Your
I
third
feel
son,
like he's
right?
my third son.
Yeah,
because,
and I feel like Junior is like my son, right?
yeah,
And with that said, I have a great relationship with your baby mama, and people think that's so crazy. Like,
yeah,
like so we took him for his birthday the other day, and she's the one who made the shirts. And I'm like, hey, can you make these shirts for him on his birthday? So she not only I'm gonna give her credit because she not only allowed him to be with us on his birthday, but she made the shirt so that we can do a yes day for him.
yeah,
That says a lot about her
it
too, right?
does.
And then he went with her the next day and had this thing, and people don't realize, how can you guys, and I'm not saying it's perfect, right? But I do think everybody has the best interest of the child.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do. We try to create a great environment, and he thrives when he sees like we go to the baseball games together, me and his baby mama, without you even. And when you come in, we're like, you're ruining the vibe because we're over there like cheese man over there, and then when you come, it's like, oh, we can't cheese man anymore, or whatever.
Oh, really? You still go get snacks from her
Yeah,
and
oh
do
yeah,
this
oh
and
yeah.
that.
She
What
sent
the
me some.
heck?
She always has snacks for me. Like she's like a
You
total.
guys don't even watch the game.
We
I'm like, did you guys see? He just did a home run over there. Oh, sorry. Yay. 5 minutes later.
But I just see how he lights up when like we can all go to the game. Like we go to the games and we sit together, we share snacks, we're there afterwards, we'll go eat or whatever. And like I see how your son reacts. And I think
No.
to me that's the most important. He likes when all his family's together.
And
that
it's
we can,
hard.
And it's hard. It's not
really hard
easy.
because I hate her sometimes.
And she hates you, I'm sure. And I'm gonna say,
like,
I know
times,
she hates you sometimes because she tells me sometimes.
But there's times I really appreciate her.
Yeah, she's a good mom.
I'm not gonna lie, because of our background, it's kind of hard for me to just like tell her, hey,
and it's hard for you.
I appreciate you, because
you should tell her, and she should tell you.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I feel like I always say I'm like the middleman, and even her mom and her is like, thank God you're here. And it's not that you guys fight, but like obviously they have a history, they have a kid together. There's emotions involved, right? But it's so far removed that I think everybody wants what's best for your son now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but you guys do sometimes both let your emotions get to you. And I'm like, it's okay, guys. It's okay. Let's go have snacks. Let's go. But a blended family, I guess, but that is our family. And then my nephew, we have his own challenges too, like he's our nephew, but he didn't live in our house the whole time. So that's and you're being a father to him, and we won't need to get into that. But my point is that family could look a lot different than what you think growing up. So if anything I could tell you guys today is like, you don't have to have the perfect family. Like you could be divorced. You can be on your third marriage. You can have no kids at 45. You can have no kids ever. Like, and that's the thing too, is like, let's talk about the kids thing. So my mom, I hope I don't know if she's watching this. I think she secretly watches,
I think she watches every show.
We talk about
She gave you such good advice the other day. I'm like, holy crap, where did that come out from?
I know.
The Geena the Latina show?
I know.
She gives Geena the Latina show.
I think my mom is growing, right? And we don't know if she watches the show because she doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's hard for her to talk about. But we do think she's watching because she's spitting knowledge on me sometimes. Yeah. I'm like, damn, Mom, where'd you learn that from?
From your show.
But why was I bringing her? Oh, so I used to always think I wanted kids. Like I wanted kids because I thought I wanted that because that's what society tells you, right? You're like, you have to have kids. But I love what I do. I love my career. I love giving back. I 100% know that I would not be able to do everything I do had to have kids. Yes, there are moms that can do everything, right? I'm not one of those people. Like you tell me, you see me, I need my rest. I need to chill out. Like I cannot be Geena the Latina while having kids. I know that. Absolutely. And I learned that a while ago, right? But that was
wait,
hard.
Hold on. We're not having kids?
Shut up. You want a kid?
I don't know. I always thought I wanted 5 kids.
He's such a liar. He's like, can you be honest right now? So anyways, once I finally came to terms with that, and again, I believe in God's plan. So for some reason we got pregnant. It's coming, like we had to, right? But I don't believe in like.
I'll be an old dad at 40.
I'd be old too.
Wait, hold on. 39. Sorry. I just turned 39.
My point is that once I was okay with that decision, what a healer told me, like, you'll find a man that like, but then that ruined the whole thing of like, oh, how am I going to have a family if I don't have kids, right? Maybe you'll meet a guy who has kids already and you can become a stepmom and all these things, right?
100%.
And sure enough, this guy comes in with a perfect 11-year-old who isn't too much drama. Like I always tell him you're the perfect kid for me because I couldn't deal with much more. Like he's so perfect. Your son's older. He's cool. You know what I mean? And so I guess the universe brings you when you finally are okay with what you really, really want inside, not what society is telling you, what you really want inside, the universe will bring you. And the universe brought you someone, like, be honest, you don't want kids anymore. Tell them.
You know what? Look, I'm open to whatever. But like you said, if God's plan is to me having another kid, then I'll have another kid. But damn, I'm not gonna sleep at all. And I'm gonna be old as fuck, and I need my sleep.
We have a good life. Like we have his son 50% of the time, and then we get 50% of just us, and it works for us, and that's why I'm able to do all the things I do, and that's okay, I think, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, when are you guys getting married, right? Like people think, like I was never one of those kids, those girls who dreamt of their marriage. Like like, I always thought I was going to do it because that's what society told me, but I didn't like think about my dress and, all these things.
Really? I
Right?
spent a lot of money on your dress. What are you talking about?
However, you did grow up thinking that, right?
Yeah.
Right? He wanted the
It's
white
a big
picket.
expense, and it's crazy.
But you
Uh,
grew up thinking like, I'm going to get married in a traditional sense, have kids, do
yeah.
all these things, right?
Yes.
But we both come to the agreement where like we are non-traditional as fuck. And it works for us. And I think we have a
Yeah.
damn good life. Like we have a beautiful house, we have a beautiful family, we love entertaining. And when people say, "Oh, when are you gonna marry?" It's not like a huge thing for us. Like we may, like, right? We will probably, we do plan to spend the rest of our lives together.
Yeah.
Correct? I know we talked about it. But
We don't sweat the small things. Like,
yeah,
it's like, okay, like, look, right now, okay, I honestly, I go 1 week at a time.
yeah.
Maybe sometimes even a day at a time. Like, I'm a shitty fucking planner. Like, it's like, okay, all right, cool. I'll wake up. All right, what do I need to do? Bam, 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 bam. Okay, next day. Or it's like, for me to like plan out a week later,
Yeah.
holy crap, that takes a lot.
And so I
Because I
think,
got so much going on.
like we've both talked about it, like we wouldn't be surprised if one day we decide, let's fly to Vegas and get married.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Oh,
We would just have to
okay.
deal with the wrath of our families.
Let's
You know what I
go.
mean? Let's go, right? If we decided, and that's how we live. Or maybe we'll have a wedding. Like we both think about the financial side of that, and like people go in debt over weddings. And let me tell you, I'm not going in debt over a fucking wedding, and neither is he. Like I don't give a fuck. Like we're not. So either we're going to be Beyonce status because we know a lot of people, and so that rich enough to invite everybody, or fuck it, we're going to Vegas, and who wants to come can come, or Mexico or whatever, And I know that's very non-traditional, but that's what will work for us. Because what are we going to do? Have a big old wedding for our family? Because that's who it is mostly for. It's for your family, right? Like it's for us, but like you do it for them and then go in debt 50 grand. Fuck that.
Hey, mind you, my mom, she has 5 brothers, four sisters, and that's only my mom's side.
And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Probably about 15, 16.
He doesn't even know.
And
cousins,
that's
that's not even my family.
Like you got to multiply
it's
that.
just
Like,
too much.
yeah.
So however we decide to do it will be on our terms, and we would love our family to be involved. So hopefully like this podcast just blows up and it doesn't matter, and we invite the world and it's all good. Or if not, then whoever wants to come comes, right?
Yeah.
But it's tradition, and people. So then like it's, don't ask me anymore if we're gonna get married. We'll figure it out.
You're asking me?
No, not you. Other people. We don't talk about this. Let me see if I got everything. Oh, one last thing. This is from a producer question. Okay. So, and I will say this. So, Angie. No, so a few years back, it was actually right after I met you, I was really sick. It's crazy because when he met me, I was pretty sick. So I put on a good like facade. And then when we were in it, then he saw how really sick I was. I'm a different person now to then. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Right?
A little bit more energetic, a little bit more feisty.
I was more confident.
You went up on the crazy scale a little bit.
So when I was sick, when you're sick, anyone who's really been sick, like bedridden sick, you have no time for anything. Like I was just surviving, right? And now I will say I'm thriving. Okay?
Yeah, you are.
Call that crazy? It's thriving, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
no,
I didn't have energy to care or whatever, but you have stuck with me while I was sick. Like my sickness, like I'm talking about like, I mean, and it's crazy because I talk about this, like another episode, if you haven't gone back, I had problems with my period. I would bleed. Like I was anemic, all the things that you didn't even grow up talking about periods. No.
Like I said, I grew up with all women in my family, and
they hid it from you.
And yeah, it might have been the culture thing. Like it's like, they probably put the whatever it is in the trash and like put it.
He never even saw a tampon before he met me. Then you meet someone who's like bleeding every fucking day and just like talking about it, like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. You should see my nephew. He's dealt with his whole life. He's like equipped for it, but you weren't equipped for that, right? So he's a very manly man who's never seen a tampon in his life, let alone any of that stuff. And then he meets this girl who is just like dying over here from that, right?
Yeah.
But you stuck with me, and you stuck. Like, how did you deal with that? Is a question, or what? Like, what was that about?
I don't know. Maybe I should just go right now.
It's not like that anymore.
I mean, look, it's like, when we got to know each other, when we started being real after, we got a good connection in the first date, and we built our relationship, out of that first date. And, like I said, I had my perception of you. I thought, fuck, man, this girl's crazy as fuck, but
But let me take her on a date because I
let
like
me take her on a
crazy.
date. Maybe it'll be a wild night. Who cares? Wait, hold on. What do you mean ill? I'm not saying about that part or whatever.
Okay,
Come on.
okay.
I'm saying like, hey, maybe we'll go to TJ and party and come back at 5 a.m.
Which we didn't do. I was home by 5 p.m. that day.
But no, we built a relationship, and yeah, it's like I realized, man, how bad it was when it's like I was already in love with you. So it was very easy for me to just take care of you and whatever you needed. And it was hard, like emotionally hard, just seeing you suffer through that. And dude, I'm a dude. I don't know how it feels to like have all this blood gush out of you of whatever orifice.
Sometimes I look at him and be like,
but I would see your skin, and I was an EMT for years, so like I saw your skin and it did not look good. I saw the
I was
around
like,
your eyes.
I would get
did
big
not look,
baggy eyes because I was so dehydrated and my skin was really, really, really pale.
yeah.
And like I had no energy. At one point, I couldn't even carry my backpack. I was that weak. Like that's how little blood I had in my body. Like I was on the verge of a blood transfusion all the time. And if you don't know what that feels like, it's like it takes. I couldn't walk upstairs. Like we couldn't have this house.
Yeah. So part of me was with what I grew up with. Well, hey, you don't show emotion. You take care of whatever your girl, your wife. You do whatever has to get done. Don't show any emotion, but behind the scenes, I was like suffering. Like fuck, man, my girl was like suffering, and it was hard. And so
I remember when I was in the
I
hospital.
I feel like fucking a swallow now from 90 Day Fiance. No, that guy.
That's what happens
That
when
guy
you come
cries
on
so much. Why did he fucking make me cry?
That's what happens when you come on the Geena the Latina show. We let out our emotions here.
Am I gonna go on the last resort now? 90 Day Fiance.
That's his favorite show, by the way.
Yeah.
He was so upset that one of the cast members canceled this weekend. Don't mention her name. We'll get in trouble. No, but I remember, and we're gonna finish up because it's getting long. Maybe we'll do a part 2. But when I was in the hospital, and he is like Mr. If you want to feel safe, you have him around. He will take care of you. He will get things done. And when I was in the hospital, he didn't know what to do. And I think that was the hardest part for him, is that he didn't. And I felt bad because he would ask me, like, what can I do for you? I'm like, I don't know, just be here. Like, that's it. Like, there's nothing you could have physically done, but he's such a physical man. Like, what can I do? But just you being there and spending the night at the hospital, that was a lot. That meant a lot to me. And I know that you were scared. Like, I remember like going to the surgery, because if you go to surgery and you put under, you could possibly not wake up, right? And I remember you like when I woke up, you were just like happy, like, oh shit, she's alive. Good job. All right.
Yeah. Oh, I don't need that. Oh, sorry. Oh, for you.
Did you just throw it away? Sorry, Des. Sorry, Des. He's so rude.
Sorry, that's rude. That's him.
Can you? Okay, you guys, you men are sometimes not in tune with your emotions. Any last words? Any last words for people looking to find their perfect, crazy love of their life? Because that's how we started this. You said I was perfect, crazy, and now you said I'm the love of your life. I just put that in your words.
The formula is swipe right as much as you can. Go on as many dates as you can, and at some point,
maybe one will work.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Well, thank you. Love you.
Love you.
Thanks for coming on my show after a guest canceled, and that's why you're here.
Damn, scraping the bottom of the barrel now, right?
Okay.